Hi everyone. Ice might have been found on Mercury. One of Saturn's moon's cores might be shaped like a rugby ball, and a secret US space plane finally lands down after a 2-year mission. This is your weekly science news with me, the UKAstroNut. Ice has been found on the surface of Mercury despite it being 400 degrees. Because it doesn't have any atmosphere, it doesn't retain the heat very well. Now there are a lot of craters on Mercury and some of them are extremely deep. So deep in fact that sometimes they don't get any sunlight. And as I said, because there's no atmosphere to keep the heat on around Mercury, if there's no sunlight that actually hits any part of the surface, it's cool enough for ice to actually form. Now scientists, by looking through images, and they've been looking at radio data, so looking for radio waves that bounce off of Mercury, and they can actually use these to find traces of ice. Now, we're not sure what this ice is made of, but they have found ice on there. It could be water ice, but they're not really sure at the moment. So a bit more work needs to be done to find out what it is. This is really interesting because it tries to explain what type of chemicals were around when the solar system formed. If we find certain types of chemicals on Mercury, then we can work out that these chemicals were around in the area where Mercury formed in the solar system. So it's really, really interesting to find out how planets formed. Now Saturn moon's Mimas, which you might know because it kind of looks like the Death Star from Star Wars, it has a bit of a strange wobble to it. Now scientists have tried to work out and model what causes this wobble, and they think it's one of two things. It could be because there's a large amount of water beneath the surface of Mimas. What this causes is as the water wobbles around and it can move around, it can cause the actual planet to slightly wobble. However, it could also be that the core of Mimas is actually rugby ball shaped, or American football shaped if you're American. Now this is kind of odd because we don't really expect cores to be this kind of odd shape, and also it'd be really interesting to be found as liquid water beneath the surface as well. But again, we're not really sure at the moment, and potentially we wouldn't be able to until we actually did a lot more work on Mimas. But hey, it'd be pretty interesting. The US space plane has landed after its 2-year mission this week. It's really, really interesting because it's incredibly secret. No one knows what it cost or what it was even doing up there. Some people think that it was actually up there to look up a new Chinese space lab, and some people think that perhaps it's just trying out new technologies used in future space missions, which is probably a more interesting one. The incredible thing about this mission is it was actually completely unmanned, so it was operated from the ground and even landed by using controls from the surface of the Earth, which is really incredible. But that's probably not the really interesting thing about it, but we just don't know what it is. So that was your weekly science news. It's a bit more sort of physics and astro based this week. Thank you very much for watching anyway. I hope you enjoyed it and it's useful. Don't forget, like, subscribe, really, really useful, and appreciate it if you manage to subscribe. You can leave comments and feedback, and I always try and get back to them, so please do. You can follow me on Twitter at UKAstroNut. But otherwise, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you guys soon.